Hey everyone, this is a video showing you what I did to stop excessive hair shedding. About a month ago, when I was doing my normal wash routine, I noticed that a whole bunch of big gobs of hair was coming out. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I need a protein treatment or something like that. So I did an extreme protein treatment, and it basically didn't do anything. It didn't change anything. Still the same amount of hair was coming out, maybe even possibly more. And so immediately I went to Google and YouTube and looked up excessive hair shedding, and I found out that tea rinses are a way to stop hair shedding. And so there's most people use black tea or green tea, and I decided for whatever reason to use black tea, but I don't really think it matters. And so what actually causes hair loss is, well, one of the things that causes hair loss is a hormone called DHT. And the caffeine in the tea blocks the DHT. And so when you do the tea rinses, it makes your hair healthier, it makes the shedding stop, and it overall makes your hair stronger. So I went and bought, this is Prince of Peace 100% organic black tea. This was like $7, and there's 100 tea bags in it. I don't think you really need to buy that much, but I just thought it was a good deal, and I figured I might be doing this more than just once, so I wanted to get the best bang for my buck. But anyway, so I'll show you how much hair this is. This amount of hair is from one wash day, and I only comb my hair once a week when I wash it. And this came out while I was detangling, but it wasn't, when I was detangling, I'm very gentle. It wasn't like I was raking the comb through, and my hair wasn't even really that tangled up, so there was no reason why this much hair should have came out. I mean, something's definitely wrong. And then so like I said, I did a protein treatment, and it didn't change anything. Still the same amount of hair was coming out the following week. Then the following week after that, when I washed it again, I thought, okay, maybe it'll just stop for whatever reason. Still the same amount of hair. And this, imagine if you lose this much hair every week, you would be bald. And so thankfully I have kind of a lot of hair, so it's not something that turned out to be real noticeable. But if I had just kept going, I probably would have been bald or had really thin, scraggly hair. So anyway, so I'm going to show you the process that I used to make the tea and how I applied it. And then when I come back, I will show you the amount of hair that's shedding after the tea rinse. Okay, so I'm just using 2 cups of regular old tap water, and I'm pouring it into a small saucepan. You can use a bigger one if that's what you have. It really doesn't matter. And I'm also going to use 3 tea bags, because the recipe that I was using, that's what it called for. I don't really think this is necessary. I boiled the water first, and then I'm going to put the tea bags in and let it steep for about 8 minutes. Then after that, take the tea bags out and just let it sit there to cool. I don't remember how long it took to cool, but it was probably like, I did some other things, and so I waited about 45 minutes. So after the tea is cooled off, now I'm pouring it back into my little measuring cup. And mine is plastic, so I had to wait till it cooled off to pour it back in there. But if you have a glass one, you can let it cool in that as well. The reason I'm pouring back in there is because I need the spout so that I can pour it into the applicator bottle. And you may notice, like if you do the research on this, they say to apply it with a spray bottle, but since you're applying it to your scalp, to me, an applicator bottle is much more easier. And as you can see, as I filled up the whole applicator bottle, there's still a lot of tea left. So like I said, I don't know about that 3 tea bags thing. I don't think you really need to use that much. But it's better to have too much than too little, so you might just want to try it like that the first time. Okay, so I didn't say this, but my hair has been shampooed first, and then it's just wet. And so now I'm applying the tea to my scalp, and I'm kind of massaging it in. And this is kind of a messy process because just think about it, tea is mostly water with some flavor in it basically. And so you're just like putting a really watery substance on your scalp. So it's just running all down my face and in my eyes. Actually, at this point, I had covered my whole scalp, but since I had so much left, I'm just using even more of it because it's not going to hurt to have more. Okay, so then I'm just going to put a plastic cap on, and I'm going to just sit there with it on for 45 minutes. I'm praying that this is going to work because I'm really desperate right now. Okay, so one thing I recommend, there's a lot of different recipes out there. All of them have like similarities, basically using black tea or green tea. But what I'll say is that you don't, like the recipe that I used said to use 3 tea bags, and I really don't think that was necessary. When I applied it to my hair, I had like a whole bunch left, like almost half. And so I'd even go as far as say you might only need 1 tea bag, or maybe just try 2. It doesn't really matter. I also saw some people use decaffeinated tea, and I know you're probably thinking that, I guess because caffeine, eventually if you use too much of it, it could have a negative effect on your hair or scalp. And so, or people might be caffeine sensitive. So you can use decaffeinated tea. And I know you're probably thinking, if it's decaffeinated tea and the caffeine is what stops the hair loss, why would I do that? Well, decaffeinated doesn't mean it has 0 caffeine. It actually has less caffeine. So if you want to try decaffeinated tea, you can. Another thing you'll notice, you'll notice that I boiled the water in a pot, then I let it cool in the pot, then I poured it into my plastic the little green thing or whatever, and then I poured it into. You can also probably just, I don't know, I just did it the old-fashioned way and boiled the water in a pot, but I think you can just probably, if you have a microwavable dish or whatever, you can just microwave it and it will get hot enough. Because I know whenever I drink tea, I don't boil in a pot, I just microwave the water. So that's another alternative that would probably be quicker. Let's see what else. Like I said, also, some people do use green tea. When I was doing the research though, it looked like to me green tea was used more for like dandruff and itchy scalp, and that wasn't my issue. And I'm sure it helps the hair loss too, but I just saw when it was just for excessive shedding, I found more articles saying that black tea was the tea to use. But like I said, it's the caffeine that does it, and there's caffeine in both green tea and black tea, so maybe it really doesn't matter. But just in case you might have green tea at your house already, you don't have to go out and buy something, just go ahead and try it with the green tea. So yeah, so the following, so I did the tea rinse, and after I did the tea rinse, I left it on and everything, then I rinsed it, and then I deep conditioned my hair. When I did the detangling process after that, this is how much hair came out, which is pretty normal. And actually the way it's just balled up, it probably looks like more than what it really is. This is what it looks like. This is normal for me. To me, this is nothing. Considering I only comb my hair once a week, this is like nothing, not alarming at all. So, and then the week after that, just to make sure, and I didn't do another tea rinse, the week after that it was still the same amount and maybe even less. So basically, long story short, the black tea rinse did work to stop the shedding. I mean, it made a dramatic difference. I totally, if anybody asks me about it or whatever, I'm totally going to recommend the black tea rinse because it actually really works, unlike some of the other gimmicks and stuff that are out there that say they stop the shedding. And tea is very inexpensive. You can get it anywhere at the grocery store. I got mine from a health food store, but like I said, you can just pretty much find it anywhere. You might even have, it might be something that you have already in your kitchen. So if you had any kind of experience with a tea rinse and you want to share it, go ahead and comment below. If you have any questions, just let me know. Don't forget to like my video if you like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.